Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Manny here once again. Welcome back to another episode of DFS Zone, your source for daily fantasy sport lineup advice for the NFL, NBA, WNBA, and MLB. And before I continue on with the video, like always, guys, I appreciate a like on the video. And if it's your first time here, never seen any of my videos before, please subscribe down below. And of course, turn on your notifications. This way you do not miss any of my new uploads. With that being said, today is Sunday, May 27th. 2018. We have a one-game slate in the association today, and it's the final game of the series between Cleveland and Boston at Boston. And this is going to be very interesting, this game today, simply because there is no Kevin Love. Cleveland is going to be without one of their top dogs, and me personally as a fan, it affects me as a fan simply because I love to see the better athletes, or any athlete, period. I mean, because I respect all athletes, to see them play at the highest possible level. And for Kevin Love to come down and get hurt here so late in this playoff push, and then especially with a big game coming up today for Cleveland in Boston, where Boston has not lost throughout these playoffs, it's really tough. It's tough for the Cleveland fans and the Cleveland players, and as a fan, I really want to see each team play with all their guns. And unfortunately, they're going to be without one of those guys today, so it's definitely disappointing to see that. But the game has to be played, and you know what, Cleveland didn't play too bad when Kevin Love went down. Guys stepped up, guys like Jeff Green, everybody else stepped up. Going into this slate, obviously, as fantasy players, we're looking for the best possible value, and obviously there's going to be a value there. Those who won the other night, due to the fact that Jeff Green stepped up and took over most of those minutes for Kevin Love, they ended up walking away with the cash that night. That might not be the case tonight, because now we know that Jeff Green is a part of that offense today. So, first a recap, yesterday's game. Nice game. Wow, what a game for Golden State. I mean, it looked for a while there that they were in trouble, and then all of a sudden they just erupted. Klay Thompson, man, where were you when I had you a few times during the course of this series in my pro spot or star spot? You didn't come through for me in those spots, but I'm glad to see that you had an awesome game yesterday. You stepped it up, and he was just truly amazing. Lights out yesterday for Mr. Klay Thompson. Moving forward, my results from yesterday, I played a 100K. I did not cash at all. Very surprising. First time in the last 5 or 6 games that I did not cash at all in the 5K GPP. But in the 100K, I've been so far 5 for 5 or 6 for 6 over the last 6 games or something like that. I've only played one lineup, and every time I make one lineup, it seems to be enough to get something back. I cashed $10, whippy-doo, not a whole lot of money, but I did cash, and I always like to at least get your money back. The buy-in was $7.77, so I made $2 and change. Nonetheless, I finished in 8,875th place, and as you know, there's about over 45,000 players playing, and then of course you have the Sharks you got to deal with that have maybe 100 lineups or more. So that's not too bad for someone who's just making one lineup. I finished up with a 280-30. And I had Harden in the MVP spot. He pulled in a 107.8 for me there. Then I had Curry in the star spot, 76.5. And then I had Draymond Green in the pro spot, and he got me a total of 64.2 fantasy points. In the utility, I definitely mixed it up. I took 2 Rockets there. I went with Ariza, and I knew he was going to be low owned, and he came through. He put up 20.8 straight up fantasy points yesterday. That is not too bad for Trevor Ariza. And then I had Gerald Green, came through with a few shots, put up 11, and that's how I finished with my 280-30. The winning score was 22 points. I was off by 22 points. I always seem to be close, but not close enough. I mean, this 22 points is quite a bit, but it don't seem like a whole lot, but it's like almost a whole player. So they finished with a 302, and 4 players tied for the top spot in the 100K if anybody didn't play that, and they walked away with $38,750 apiece. Nice night. I mean, obviously every one of those individuals wanted to win the 100K for themselves, but that is not a that's not a bad return at all in your money, especially if some of those guys only play one lineup or played a few lineups, to make $38,000. I mean, that's somebody's salary for the year. So that is fantastic there, and they definitely were a little different with their lineups. They had Klay Thompson, and that's one of the reasons why there was only 4 of them. They chose to have Klay Thompson in the MVP spot. They knew something that I didn't know, and of course maybe another 45,000 plus didn't know. But they had Klay Thompson in the top spot in the MVP, and he came through with a big 50 plus. They got them 112.4 fantasy points with the double up. Then you had James Harden in the star spot. He put up 80.85 in that spot, and then they had Draymond Green in the pro spot with 64.2, and then they had Looney with 19.9, which is a decent straight up fantasy point total, and then they had Clint Capella in the other utility spot with a 25.5. That is not too bad at all. All right, that was definitely different, and it definitely worked. They went and they got themselves 3 Golden State. They did a 3-2 Golden State stack with Klay Thompson on the top spot in the MVP spot, and it worked out fantastically for them. $38,750,000 richer those 4 players are today. I would have been happy with that myself. So, you know what? A new day. Time to go and get the 100K today. I'm making one lineup here as well again today. And of course, like always, we've been sharing. I've been basically doing the video and basically trying to give you guys the best insight or advice. And at the same time, we've been just trying to draw up some lineups, and of course some of you guys have been interacting with me and commenting down below, and which is great, and I would love to continue to do that. And of course, like I said, we're willing to do those live streams as soon as I can get 25 or more subscribers that are interested in doing that. I would be willing to do some live streams going into the finals, starting any day now. Okay, so I look forward to hearing from you. I did get 2 or 3 guys, of 2 or 3 of you from my subscribers list that have shown an interest in seeing that, including some WNBA subscribers. So that's fantastic. I would love to see it for either or. I need to at least see 25 or better of interest. So please comment down below if that's something you would like to see, doing a 1 hour before lock live stream, us chit-chatting, going back and forth, and coming down and trying to make last-minute decisions or maybe changes in our lineups. And maybe, who knows, maybe some of us DFS zoners could walk away with $35,000 or so on a given night. We'll take it. I'll be more than happy to share that with my viewers. All right, so let's go. Let's dive right in. I got the cruncher like always, guys. The cruncher, for whoever has seen my WNBA video yesterday, I started using the cruncher. I've been using the cruncher since the NFL season and all that. But this is really a good software. Now they have actually giving us the opportunity, if you use the software, they now have it broken down. The single game slates for Fanduel are on here now, so this is fantastic. So you can actually choose which of the players you favor to try to make to optimize lineups with, as far as MVP, star, pro, and of course guard and forward. So these are the guys that obviously I would consider at all in my lineups today as a MVP. Obviously, going into today, big game, elimination game. Winner goes home. Moves on. Loser goes home. You got to go still with the best player in the planet, in LeBron James. So I got James here, Rozier, Horford, Tatum, Brown, and Smart. As you can see, the only lone player that I'm considering for MVP from Cleveland will be LeBron James. Okay, in the start spot, same guys again: James, Rozier, Horford, Tatum, Brown, and Smart. And then the same with the pro, but slightly a little bit more. I'm willing to go in the pro with Marcus Morris, George Hill, Nance Jr., Thompson, Baines, and Korver. And then, of course, the guards and forwards are the regular guys. All right, so I've narrowed that all down. So let's go over here, and let's go on Fanduel, and let's just draw some stuff up, man, like we always do. So I'm thinking right here, right out the gate, we definitely should consider LeBron James. Take that 20 grand and put it on LeBron. Hope that he throws up like a 75 or 70 spot today. Straight up fantasy points, and now all of a sudden you doubled up for 140. That would be super awesome. I can see it happening though. But I could also see where Boston just run away with this game, and LeBron, no matter what he can do, is not working for him because his supporting cast is not getting it done. And today the supporting cast is going to need to. He can't do it all by himself, but he will do a lot, and he will play. He'll probably play the whole entire game. He'll probably play 43 minutes. LeBron James today. 40 plus for sure. unless bearing any injury, and God forbid the best player on the planet gets hurt in the middle of a Game 7. So, LeBron James definitely should be in the MVP. He should definitely be in anyone's lineup. He's going to be highly owned. I would expect him to be 90% or better, and I would expect most of those people to put him in the MVP spot. If not, you'll see him in star or pro. I can't see him any lower than star. You want to get at least 1.5 extra points for his efforts. So I like him there, James, as my MVP. Then right away, I have to definitely go with at least 2 or 3 Boston players because, like I've said before, over and over again, and even throughout the NBA season, Boston's offense is revolved around guys like Horford, Rozier, in this case without no Kyrie Irving, but with Rozier there, Horford, Jaylen Brown, and of course Jason Tatum. Those guys are important players, and they all, like I said before, are good to put up 25 plus in any given night, including Marcus Smart and even possibly Marcus Morris. So they got a lot of offensive weapons they can go to. They need 2 or 3 of them to perform at the highest level. If they do that, they have a shot to win this game easily today. So, I mean, we'll pencil in Rozier at 13-5, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say let's try Tatum. Now what we have left. We have 7,250. Now, I see they got that that game time decision here on Jason Tatum. I don't see him missing this game. I haven't heard any news stating that he is in concussion protocol or anything like that. We know that Kevin Love is out because of that, but not Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum actually continued to play throughout that game the other night. So I expect Jason Tatum to be on the floor tonight and balling his butt off. So Jason Tatum is in play here. Rozier and Tatum, and then at this point, I mean, when you go to 7,200, if I go a 3-2 Boston stack, we get down that low, we're going to have to take the big guy here who's been very good at home. All right. Baines has been a little, in 18 minutes in the last game, only put up 6 fantasy points, but I expect a bounce back from him. In the last game at home, he had got 29. Okay. 29, 6.7 rebounds, 3 blocks, man. He needs to do that dirty work. He needs to rebound and block shots. And, of course, get the little baby putbacks, the little easy putback spin, and the little alley-oops. If he can do that, he'll be fine. Aaron Baines, at this spot here, if he can get you 20 to 25 or better, you're in good shape. You are in good shape. All right? So I like Baines. And then you got 7,000 left. I mean, you can't do too much more here. You can go Kyle Korver. You got a couple different options. Obviously, you could go Korver, use all your budget. You could save 500 and go with J.R. Smith. You could save 500 and go with Jeff Green. So you got 3 Cleveland Cavaliers. You can make 3 lineups right now and have these 4 core players right here that are on your screen, and you can just put one with Carver, the next lineup with Smith, the next lineup with Green. And guys, like I said before, sometimes if you can get the core down right and you place these guys in the right spot as far as the bonus points are concerned, you're going to put yourself in a good spot. Also, remember, you can have the same 5 guys, but if you don't have them in the proper position here in MVP, Star, and Pro, chances are you're probably not going to beat the other individual. And that's what I like about the MVP, Star, and Pro, is that I could have Tatum here and Rozier here, and that could pull out the victory as opposed to keeping the lineup the way it is. Or having Tatum down here, let's say, and then we throw in there like someone else, like let's say Baines, and he puts in 20, 25. Now all of a sudden you got yourself 40 somewhat points off of him. It could be the difference. We've seen it. We've discussed that throughout this whole playoff series. In the previous series as well with videos. So those who have been around me long enough, we have discussed that. So you got 3 options there. You got Carver, Smith, or Green. Green obviously had the monster game the other day that helped out Cleveland. They're going to need him again because J.R. Smith has been so inconsistent. He's very, very streaky. When he's not hot, he is not hot. And when he's not hot, they're not going to keep feeding it to him. They're going to just go elsewhere. So whoever can get off the gate, come out the gate, and really hit their shots early, like a Kyle Korver or even a J.R. Smith or Green, those guys are going to get more floor time. More floor time means more possible shot opportunities and offensive plays, and of course for us the fantasy player, more fantasy points, and that's what we're looking for. Usage, time on the floor. Okay, so we definitely want the minutes. JR has been getting them, but he's just not been effective as far as shooting is concerned or getting involved in the offense early, and that's a concern. So I like Carver and Green better than Smith today, and I mentioned that in the last video. I know some of you came back and say, hey, Smith is a good play. He's going to be low owned. He is. He's going to be low owned again today. All three of these guys will be low owned, but I think Jeff Green, after his performance the other day, is probably going to be more owned today than he was the other day, obviously, for sure. And then Smith and Carver might be the better options as far as the value. So don't forget that you can go with Carver and Smith, and that will work out. All right. So let's move forward. Let's try to do a. I see this again. You could turn this around and you can say, hey, I'm going to go with Jason Tatum. Let's take out Rozier. Let's put Tatum here. I could see Tatum here, and I could see maybe Jaylen Brown here, who are both capable of having fantastic games at home. They play so much better at home, these kids. They get fired up around that atmosphere of those fans, and they go bonkers. Rozier is definitely a long shot, but Rozier is the best value play, not the value play, the best upside player among those three. Among Tatum, Brown, and Rozier, he has 50-plus upside. He's done it several times this year for the Boston Celtics. He gets hot, and his shots are just going in from everywhere on the court, including when he drives. He can just put 50, 60 up. He's that dangerous. So his upside is what really makes it intriguing for him to be somewhere here. But when you want to be different, you got to be different. James, Tatum, Brown, let's not use Rozier. And now, all of a sudden, you just change it up. You can go, if you go with another Boston Celtic, you could probably squeeze in there Morris. And all right. And then 6,500, bam, J.R. Smith or Jeff Green. Now you got two options. Now all of a sudden you got 3 Boston, 2 Cavalier. You got the stud in James, and then you got a potential player like Smith or Green that if they get hot and they're very much involved in the offense, are going to get touches, are going to get shots, and probably could light you up for a straight-up fantasy point total of 20, 25. And this spot utility, with that minimal offense of weapons that Cleveland may have, I'm willing to take a stab at Jeff Green or J.R. Smith here for 6,500. I'll use all my money, and chances are Marcus Morris is going to be not highly owned. He's not going to be as owned more than Brown or Tatum or Rozier. Maybe not even Marcus Smart. Okay, so definitely an option there. You could go in Morris and then right away use Smith and Green. So that goes another possible lineup. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about that. I still like Tatum and Brown there. Like I say, you can go Tatum, Brown. Let's see who else we got here. You could go with a 3-2 Boston stack with putting Mr. Baines there again. He's a good play there at that spot. He can get you 20 to 25, maybe as much as 26, 27 out of that slot there. We'll take that. I would. I'll be happy with that as opposed to that 9 or that 6 point he gave me the last time I put him there. But he's a guy he's another one that plays very well at Boston, at home. So he could be a nice fine play there. Probably be about 20% or so owned. Not too high. With 9,000 left, you can go George Hill, who was fantastic the last few games. You can go with Larry Nance. You can go Tristan Thompson. Now you got so many options. You could go now 3 lineups in a row with these core 4 and throw any one of these 3 in there. Hill, Nance, or Thompson. And I think that will work. Or you can even go as low as Carver, Smith, and Green and pay up. And save the money and get someone else. How about if we go, let's say we take Hill. That'll be good there. Or if you wanted to go cheaper, you can go all the way down to Carver and hope that he has a monster game. You still got 2,000 you can play with. Now you can upgrade Baines, and you can go with another. You can go with a 3-2 Cleveland stack with a Nance, or even a Hill. I mean, actually, yeah, you can even go all the way like that. You got 3-2 now. You got Hill and Carver with Brown and Tatum. I mean, that will work. Or stay with Baines and save money and just some wacky stuff like Carver or Smith or Green and just eat the money. Or you can change this and go, bam, go all the way to Rozier. Now you got Rozier, Tatum with Baines and Carver. Take Rozier out, go Horford. Now you got James, Tatum, Horford, Baines, and Kyle Korver. Or take out Kyle Korver, 7,500. You can go Korver, you can go Smith, you can go Green. Now you got 4 core players here again with Baines, Horford, Tatum, and James. And utilize Carver, Smith, or Green for 3 other lineups. If you're willing to pay up, if you have more than enough money to play and put 7, 8, 9 lineups, why not? Why not? We know that today's game is a very, very important game. It's game 7. Both teams are going to try to ball out. Both teams are going to play 150%. That is something to remember here. That's like that there is no tomorrow, okay? Because whoever loses is going home. So as a fantasy player, we have to look at that as well. Everybody here on both sides of the ball for both of these ball clubs are going to have to play 150% or not. Whoever doesn't come to play tonight is going to get blown out, and this is going to be over. I'm expecting to see a competitive, hard-nosed, fought game for the entire 48 minutes, the entire 60 minutes. I don't see the reason why not. This is going to be, a really, really, really tough game today. But again, the really, really big blow obviously is Kevin Love. That's really, really tough to not have Kevin Love there playing. So I mean, these guys are going to have to step up. Green, Smith, Carver, and of course everybody else. Nance, George Hill. George Hill, he's been looking fantastic. I think he's going to definitely be an integral part of this team today as far as how successful they're going to be in Boston. George Hill has got to come and play well and be aggressive early. When he's aggressive, attacking the board, getting to the foul line, he makes things happen for Cleveland. It takes a little bit off of all the hard work James have to. And remember, LeBron was kind of banged up towards the end of the last game too. So remember that as well. He may be a little bit. Not a little bit. He's probably going to be a little sore today. From the falls he took the other day. I mean, he's been working his butt off in this series, and he's gonna need to do it one more time here. I mean, it's not over. They got to win tonight, and they got to win 4 more games to be the champions. So he'll gut it out. He's a tough, hard-nosed player, and that's why he's the best on the planet. Physically and mentally, he's just a beast. So that's what we got to look forward to, guys. So I mean, I think that's it as far as drawing up lineups. I mean, I try to give you an idea. I try to give you guys some tips. Again, remember, it's a game 7. Winner takes all. 150% on both sides of the ball is as us as fans and fantasy players. That's what we're expecting. That's what we're hoping for. If it goes into overtime, I wouldn't even be surprised. And if it went into overtime, I hope, it's a high-scoring game, like in the 105 to 110 range, and maybe it'll go into overtime and maybe get another additional more fantasy points, and that will help some of us guys out. But I'm gunning for it. 100K, would love to have it. So that's what we're shooting for. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it, guys, man. I mean, that's the best we can do in this particular slate. It's all about mixing and matching. It's all about positioning the proper offensive players in the MVP, star, and pro spot. Remember that you can go with a 3-2-4-1 stack. I think today, looking so far in this series, I think what's been really effective has been a 3-2 stack, either Cleveland or Boston. Either or. The 4-1 stack has not been as effective in this series. If you guys have really been watching closely, and throughout the videos we've discussed, it has been more effective and it has been giving some people some wins and some cash back in the Golden State-Houston series with a 4-1 Golden State lineup, or 3-2 Golden State, or 3-2 Houston stack. I haven't seen too much success with a 4-1 Houston stack, but it's definitely worked for Golden State. And in this series, it has not been something where you have seen it often, at least from the GPP plays. After I review them and I actually give you results the next day, it's been more like 3-2 stack Cleveland or 3-2 stack Boston that have been the most successful plays. So right here, we're thinking the same way. We're either going to go 3-2 Cleveland or we're going to go 3-2 Boston. And what I recommend is, if you're playing more than one lineup, definitely have your core 2 or 3, and then let those 2 bottom players, those 2 lower tier players that you're getting value from, let them be where they change your lineup for either 3-2 Boston or 3-2 Cleveland. And I think you should be okay. All right, and of course we're obviously looking for a possible value play, someone who's going to be really, really low owned, who's going to go off. But a day like today, I think that's going to be tough for someone to come out and choose a bottom tier player like a J.R. Smith, or somebody just out of the woodwork, you know, or Ojale or something like that. I just don't see those guys getting in this game unless if it's a complete blowout. This is a game 7. All the key players, starting rotation, the guys that are in the rotation, period, are the ones who are going to get the time. I don't see Ronnie Hood getting any time here. I don't see Ojale getting any time here. I just don't see it. I mean, if he does, it's probably for a minute or 2. But they're not going to get massive minutes. So please remember that. All right? All right, that's basically it, man, guys. Enjoy the game. Drop a like on the video. Share the video with all those other people. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so down below. And, of course, you know, good luck tonight. Let's make some money. Comment down below if you want to discuss about the games. And remember, if you want to go with live streaming at least 1 hour before lock during the course of the finals, I'm willing to do that. I want to get at least 25 or more subscribers interested in that. If I can get 25 of you or more to do it, I'll be willing to sacrifice sitting down in my office and spending some time with you guys. I definitely would love to do it. I can talk sports all night long. All right. So with that being said, enjoy your Sunday, enjoy the game today, and your boy Manny is out.